try to record, but oh, no, it did let me that time. Okay, go ahead and record, and I'll turn it over to you, Tamara.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. So I am the manager of the Psychosocial Rehab program, and we're at the Gateway facility. The program is to help our clients on their road to recovery, and our program is very unique. It's kind of like school or education about your mental illness. But we also teach a lot of recovery tools, coping skills, and learn all about their mental illness. And we also work, like Club Success is our sister program. And also our group homes, Group Home 1 and Group Home 2, are also tied in with our program. So when they come to the group homes, they also start attending our program 4 days a week. And for the first 4 months, and then after they have progressed enough, we determine they're ready to, and if they want to start at Club Success, they get to go over to Miranda's program, and they can still come to my program also a few days a week to like maintain their recovery, you know, where they're at. But then also we take clients from the community, and like our wonderful peace over therapists give us lots of referrals. Our case managers give us referrals. And so to get the client started with our program, they need to have had an intake and be open to Peace River. And then we call them and give a little summary of our program and see if they're interested. And if they are, then we schedule a day pass. They come in and they do our program for the day. Our program works. It's like an all-day program. We start at 9:30, but our clients start arriving usually around anywhere from 8:30 to 9:30. We have 2 hours in the morning with a 15-minute break, and then we have a 45-minute lunch where we do provide them a hot meal. And then we have our afternoon session for another 2 hours with a 15-minute break. If they are at our group homes, we also provide transportation in the morning, and then they are responsible for the afternoon. They usually take the bus home. If they are community, they're responsible for their own transportation, but we help them as needed. Like if their ride doesn't show up, we'll help them call their ride and things like that. So it's a very, wraparound program, because it's so connected with all the other programs. Like we encourage our PSR clients to attend their therapy sessions and to try Club Success and the meds management. If they like forget their appointments, we'll help them. We'll look up their appointments. And so I think it's just a great tool. Let me see, before I keep going on, I feel like I'm saying too much. Does anyone have any questions so far? No.
I think you are doing great. I was going to ask, like, I know when I've been there, you guys have been doing like positive recovery stories. Obviously, it shared on our social media some of the art that you all do. Can you talk just a little bit about like what some of the actual blocks of time, how you spend those?
Absolutely. So we have a different theme for each day, which I think is great. And this helps them decide what days they want to sign up, because it's a totally voluntary program. And they get to pick which days they're wanting to come. I mean, besides the exception of if they're at the group home, they pick 4 days. But we have some clients who just come 1 day a week. We have some clients who come 2 or 3 days a week. So on Mondays, we teach personal growth, which is a lot of like coping skills and how to set goals. And it's, you know, also just, you know, a lot of our adults are lacking in like basic life skills. So we do a lot of that. But Tuesday is really more specific to actual life skills. So we have independent living on Tuesdays, where if they're wanting to learn how to live on their own, they're learning about budgeting, finances, how to grocery shop, how to use coupons, all kinds of how to use transportation. We have just all kinds of skills that they're taught on Tuesdays. We also have Tuesday is our only day where we actually have it split. And if they're like in a group home and they have no interest in ever living independently, like some of our people do, then we teach life maintenance skills on that day. So just how to like maintain their recovery, and just, enrich their lives. Wednesday is social skills day. I have to admit, it's like one of my favorite, probably my favorite day, because they get to learn how to interact with each other, relationship skills, how to talk, how to be like assertive versus passive or aggressive. And we do just lots of fun games. I've done minute to win it games with them before, which they've loved. We just do a variety of different social skills where they get to interact a lot with each other, and it's just a lot of fun. And Thursday is symptoms management, and I always encourage them to sign up for this day because this is basically where they're learning about their mental illness, signs, symptoms, relapse, just how to take their medications, and just everything that's super important for their mental illness. So that's a very important day, which they all are. And they overlap to some degree, all of the days, but I definitely encourage the ones that are having trouble managing their symptoms to come on Thursdays. And then Friday is healthy habits, which is a fun day as well. Well, all the days are fun, I think, but basically learning about nutrition and eating healthy, exercise, like the benefits, and then our brains and problem solving, memory skills. We do we do different games sometimes. It's just, we've even done we had a smoothie day. It was so much fun where I brought in like every different kind of thing, put in a smoothie, and they all got to like create their own smoothies and like reflect on how it made them feel afterwards. So that was just a lot of fun. Any questions about any of those? Oh, the art therapy. So art therapy, we've been doing a lot of that lately, especially since I was able to use funds from the art grant to purchase a lot of supplies. So like say on symptoms management, we could do, we have paint where they can paint what their feelings are. I know recently one of the facilitators had the group home ESR clients do, how are they feeling right now, and just to paint a picture that expressed how they're feeling right now with everything going on in the world. And so that was really, really good. We sent Jessica some pictures of that to use. And then we've done, let's see, like stained glass window art, clay art. We've used it just as a variety of different resources like card making, anything like that to hands-on to get them interested. And also we break into small groups a lot. We don't have, we start off the day in a main group, and then after we do like morning announcements and like a warm-up activity, then we have groups of 12 or less. And so that way they get more individualized attention. So does anyone have any questions? I feel like I'm just giving a lot of information.
This is great information. So Shay asked, how severe of a mental illness do you have to be referred to recovery? So do you want to tell them a little bit about which of the diagnoses that you all specifically, the clients there have when they're referred?
So yeah, we try to work with everyone, but you do have to have primary diagnosis of schizophrenia, bipolar, anxiety, or depression for your main diagnosis. And that's just like the rule for our program, like the diagnosis you need. But so we work with adults with persistent mental illness. So if someone's just having like a little bit of anxiety, but they don't like have a diagnosis of like generalized anxiety disorder, they wouldn't be able to come to our program. So
I think one of the main things that I've heard when I've been there is because that really helps the entire group, because they all know, you know, that they're all facing these challenges, getting the tools to really be able to cope with these challenges. There's that community. So if you want to take a quick breather, we can turn it over to Miranda to talk more about her community as well.
Oh, and then come back to me, or do you want me?
Whatever. It's a very liquid, whatever. Like, I know sometimes you talk, and you're like, oh, I need a
yeah. I was like out of air, but so yeah. I wanted to speak on what you said, Jessica, about the community thing. So the great thing is the group therapy is they help each other, like as much as like myself and the two facilitators help them, then they turn around and they work together and help each other. So that's the great thing. And a lot of friendships are formed, and just that extra support where they like talk, or, you know, on social media outside of PSR times. And that's really great. Oh, I forgot to mention, we have, of course, had to make adjustments since the COVID-19 virus. So the way we're doing groups now is I have one still going to group home 1 and doing groups, and the other facilitator going to group home 2, and that's Rachel and Shiloh. And then I'm doing the community PSR clients on Zoom. So that has been really good learning experience for me, but not all the members wanted to do Zoom, but I call like every so often and try to get more buy-in. But the ones who are doing it I'm getting lots of positive feedback about that. So we're not taking new clients right now until we're able to open Gateway back up for in-person classes. But you know, you definitely can still send the referral, and then as soon as we open back up, I can, you know, we'll call and schedule a day pass with any referrals. So I just wanted to let you guys know that we're not taking new clients right now until we're able to open back up. So.
You ready, Miranda?
Yes. Hi. Sorry. I just wanted to make sure she was done.
Sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. My name is Deb. I am the director of Club Success. And I just wanted to start off giving you guys some background on what a clubhouse is, if you're not familiar with the program. And we are a part of Peace River Center, but we are also a part of Clubhouse International. And we are one of over 300 clubhouses in the world in over 30 countries. So it's an international movement, but not a lot of people know what it is. So basically, clubhouses started in New York in a psychiatric hospital in 1948. It was with a gentleman named John Beard. He's kind of like the clubhouse pioneer, along with some of his clients at the time. And they together informally started forming like a club. And it was an organized support system for people living with mental illness rather than a service or treatment program. So we are at Clubhouse, we are not clinical, and we don't use words like mental patient or client or disabled. We call our members, we call them members, and we stay away from those terms because, you know, we think like society already attaches stigma to people with mental illness, and they look at the people that are, you know, that have mental illness, and they define them by that and as people that are burdens and that need something or need to be managed. And we do not believe that at Clubhouse. And so we believe that when you walk through the door, that you are not your mental illness. And we believe that, you know, we break the stigma. We basically want to let members know that they are wanted and needed and expected each day, and that they can focus on their strengths and abilities and not what, you know, they're used to focusing on. For example, like, you know, if they have, you know, anxiety or depression or schizophrenia, whatever it is, like, you know, we want them to more focus on their strengths when they're in the clubhouse. And in a clubhouse, a person with mental illness is seen as a valued participant and a colleague, and just someone who has something to contribute to the group. So for example, When someone walks into the clubhouse, they shouldn't be able to tell who is a member or who is a staff, because we all work together to get like the jobs done at the clubhouse. And one of the things that we focus on, speaking of jobs, is our greeters position. And so going back to making members feel wanted and needed and expected each day, we really put emphasis on our members that sign up to be greeters. And the reason that is because when we have an outreach program also where we call members every day, like first thing in the morning, if they are not there. So if we're used to someone being there every day at 8 a.m. and it's 8:30, we, one of the members or somebody will reach out to them and say, hey, what's going on? Like, and, are you in bed? Like, we want you here. We need you here. We expect you to be here. Because ultimately that feels really nice. Like, I know that if I came to work and no one cared if I was there or not, and I didn't make a difference, then I wouldn't want to be there. So we do the same thing for our members every day, and we really do need them. But yeah, it's important because if we get that member in our doors, like if someone calls them, they get out of bed, they make the effort, and then they come to the clubhouse and they're not being greeted by anyone, and it's just kind of like womp womp, then they might turn around, they might say they're going to the gas station or something and then never come back. So we want to make sure that as soon as they get in the door, our greeters are welcoming them and making them feel valued, and getting signed up for responsibilities and things that they would like to do at the beginning of each day. That goes along with our work order day, and everything at the clubhouse is voluntary. So they don't have to come. People are not, required to come. It's if they want to. They can come as much as they want or as little as they want. Obviously, we want them to be there, every single day. And some people treat it as a job. So they'll come Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. Or they might have a job in the community. So they might only check in maybe once a month. But our motto is once a member, always a member. So we might, have a member that came to the clubhouse for a while, got a job in the community, and now we may see them, like for outings or things that we may do outside of the clubhouse. But we still obviously welcome them just like they come every single day. So getting into our work order day, the daily work of Club Success is organized and carried out in a way that continually reinforces the heart of the clubhouse, which is the message of belonging to something. And this is not difficult because we have so much work to do at the clubhouse, so many things. And if it was just up to me and the staff or whoever to get it done, trust me, we would not get it done. So we're grateful that the members are there to work on stuff with us. And it's, we have a side-by-side dynamic, but it's not like the members are working on something and then we're sitting there hovering over them. That is not the case at all. If anything, it's opposite. Like, I'm terrible at media stuff. And so if I'm in the media unit and I'm working on something, it's always like a member like hovering over me, like David or someone, like, here, Miranda, this is how you make this PowerPoint or do this video. It's never usually the opposite. But the thing is, we teach each other every day. So we need each other's skills, talents, and creative ideas to get the things in the clubhouse done. And the things that our members can participate in are, we have 3 different units. So we have a culinary unit, clerical and media, and member service. And they include all kinds of things. I mean, we cook meals for everyone every single day. So we have lunch, we have a snack bar, we have our own bank, we do outreach, we do maintenance at the clubhouse, research. We manage, our members help manage our employment education programs. So we have a lot of stuff that members get involved in. And the main thing of our work order day, our main goal is relationships. So we believe that, first of all, recovery through work and recovery through relationships is where members are successful. So relationships between members and staff develop naturally as they work side by side. Just like at a regular job. So the design of a clubhouse is much like a typical work or business environment. So relationships develop in much the same way. And because, we're focusing on each other's strengths and talents and abilities, it like creates this trusting environment. It creates real and lasting friendships, which is amazing. And that I'm so thankful that I've got to experience that, and which I've experienced it since the, I don't know, first day that I walked in the doors to interview at Club Success. It's a phenomenal feeling, the family atmosphere that is provided in a clubhouse. And it's not just Club Success, it's international. I mean, I've been to probably 10 clubhouses now, and like no matter where they're at, like as soon as you walk through the doors, it's the same vibe, it's the same feel. It's just like, we call it like the clubhouse feel. So when we go into another clubhouse, we're like, oh, this clubhouse has the clubhouse feel. And that's like what we, want our members to feel. And Club Success is a community of people who we're dedicated to one another's success, no matter how long it takes or how difficult it is. We're there for the long haul. So, and clubhouses are organized around a belief that work and work-mediated relationships, they're restorative, and they're a firm foundation for growth and success for an individual's achievement. So speaking of that, I kind of want to talk about the main program of Club Success, which is our transitional employment program. I like to say that we turn tax burdens into taxpayers, and this is how we get others back into the community and build their confidence. And so what we do is we have staff go out into the community and build relationships with employers in the community. So for Lakeland, for example, and we go in and we kind of pitch to the employer like, hey, we have this program, we can fill a position for you and you'll never have to worry about it again. You'll always have coverage, and we have them, the best people for the job kind of thing. And so we relationship with the employer, and then one of our staff members goes out and trains on the job. So they're the ones training, they're the ones making that relationship. And then we go back to the clubhouse and we have a member who has the desire to work come in, we train with them, work side by side, just like we do at the clubhouse. And we wait until everyone feels comfortable on all sides. So the member feels comfortable, the employer feels comfortable, and then we kind of step back and let them do their thing. And then if they ever need a day off or anything like that, our staff covers for them, so they don't ever have to worry about being fired or losing their job. And they also never have to worry about, like, as long as they're in the transitional phase, they don't, have to interview or anything. So really, the only requirement is the desire to work. So if Bob has a desire to work in janitorial or clerical or something like that, then that's what we do, and that's kind of what we look for. So it's an amazing program. We've seen lives changed because of it, and it's a 6 to 9 months program, and it gives them the confidence they need to, be confident in the skills that they have and go in the community. And after the 9 months is over, they may want to apply for, a job on their own, or they may want to, do another transitional employment position somewhere else. So it's really up to them and their comfortability level at the time and what they're doing. But it's something that really gives meaning behind what we do at the clubhouse, because everything that we do and during our work order day kind of gets, it's not, job readiness, but it gets them the confidence to go out into the community. So it's really important, really exciting, and we love it. Our members are involved in it. We have employment meetings each week that our members hold, and we talk about places in the community that we want to build relationships with, how we're going to do that, the things that, we want to, say, the positions that we want to have, and it's phenomenal. So right now, our places in Lakeland that we are partnering with we have 3 positions at Cobb and Penn. We have 2 positions at Good Time, and then we also have just happened 2 positions at Rec Room, which is opening in about a month. And then we also have 4 positions total at Peace River Center. So 2 at Gateway, 2 custodial positions at Gateway, and 2 greeter positions at, oh gosh, my mind just went blank. Gilmore. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, it's really awesome. So we're constantly, looking for those relationships and to provide our members with these opportunities. So, and then during COVID, I just want to talk a little bit about that also. We're all worried because Clubhouse is opened, 5 days a week, and we're open on holidays. Like if the holiday falls during the week, we're open. So our members and, you know, members all around the world are used to the clubhouse being open constantly, you know, as support and things like that. So when the whole COVID thing happened, we were just like, oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? But like internationally, clubhouses came together and, you know, talked about how we are more than a building, and, you know, doing a clubhouse virtually is still gonna work. And, you know, we gotta do Zooms and we gotta do this and that. And so we've been doing that, and it's been phenomenal. It's been amazing how like our members have come together. And for us personally, for Club Success, we are Zooming like 8 hours a day, basically. We have a Zoom like every hour, and members are able to log in and be on the Zoom and get support. And we're talking about things that we normally talk about at the clubhouse, so employment, education. Each one of our units that I spoke about previously have their own like Zoom. So like the members that normally are in like the clerical media unit, like they're working on our Gazette, you know, through Zoom and things like that. So it's really cool. We're making videos still. We're doing all kinds of things, and it's just been not only amazing for members, but for staff also, because we are also getting like that itch to, you know, be back to work and be in community and have that and support. And so being able to see our members every day and to, you know, still talk to them and still have that camaraderie has been just amazing. So anyway, sorry, I just talked a lot, and if anyone has questions, please.
Does anyone have any questions for Miranda?
I just wanted to comment on the amazing like lunch. If you guys have never, I know a lot of you are Peace River. If you have never been over there for lunch, you have to go. They treat you like royalty. There's like tablecloths and flowers, and like the tables all set up beautifully, and they serve you and they clean up after you, and there's really good food too. Like I love it when I get to go to club and have lunch.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's a big thing for our members is they, you know, not only are they learning restaurant skills and things like that, but they're taking pride in what we do and what we make. Like we have like, we like to say we have like the cheapest meal around. So it's $1.50. For our members, if they like buy lunch, like meal tickets, so like 20 at a time or 10 at a time, it's only $1. But if you're just coming over, it's $1.50. But we have like a salad and wrap station, and then we also have like our hot meal, whatever that might be from the day or for the day. And then just, you know, we like to have real flowers everywhere because we know that flowers make people feel special and important. And so we want to give off that vibe in our clubhouse. So that's really important to us. And it also provides more just meaningful work to our members. So there's usually like 6 members at a time, like, you know, making flower arrangements and trimming the, you know, the leaves and just all kinds of stuff and getting them ready to, you know, make the clubhouse look beautiful. And so, yeah, so Tamara's right. There's flowers and tablecloths and all kinds of stuff. We want people to feel special and to create that atmosphere. So, yes, Elena.
I was just going to say, did you see hers?
Yes, I did. So we have a member, David, who is actually a part, well, he was doing PSR, so Tamara can also speak about him, but then he's in one of our group homes. But he's come so far since coming to both programs, but I know I can speak for Club Success is that I remember when he first started coming, he had like no confidence, didn't really talk a lot. And now he is, well, he's had one of our transitional employment program or positions for 6 months now at Good Time. He makes like our clubhouse videos. He's like our head of our media unit. He's just been amazing. Like the clubhouse, and I know PSR as well has done like wonders for him. And so I think that, yeah, like that's one of the first people that popped in my head is David, which I don't know if Tamara, if you want to say anything.
Oh yeah, I definitely, like when he came to us, it was like, okay, this guy he's very sick, very pervasive mental illness. And he just he was one of the best students we've ever had. Like he just absorbed everything, asked questions, had great feedback, participation. And then he went on to graduate from our program. We do a graduation every so often, and we had a graduation in January. But the cool thing about the graduation is even if we feel like they've reached their goals and had great attendance and participation, and we feel like they've come a long way in their recovery. Even when they graduate, they're still able to continue our program, like to maintain. But David went on to maybe, I think, do 1 day a week with our program and then go on over to club and then get a job. And we're just like so proud, you know, of that. And then another one is Johnny.
Yeah.
Like he came into group home too. He came to the program very quiet, very respectful, but oh my goodness, he came out of his shell. He learned all the material. He was able to graduate also. Now he was able to leave the group home and go to our apartment. He's on his own now in the apartment and has a full-time job. It's super exciting. And on top of that, he's coming to my Zoom PSR groups now. So like, because he wants to maintain and learn more. So yeah, it's just very awesome when it goes like full circle like that.
Yeah, I agree. We also have a member, Richard, who has done like, you know, a couple videos and things like that, but he was in and out of hospitals for years, tried to commit suicide twice, went to group home too, and then started coming to our program. And he just blossomed and was such a leader and a light to everyone, and you know, just became this new person, I guess you would always say. And he got moved out of the group home, has his own apartment, and has a full-time job in the community. But before that, he joined our transitional employment program and had 2 TEP positions with us, and then was able to have his own job in the community, which is full-time right now. So we don't get to see him as much, but we miss him. But yeah, it's awesome to see. There's so many members and yeah, members like that. So
I have another one if you guys want some more stories. Okay. So this lady has been at PSR for a very long time before I was at PSR. But she's at group home 1, and she shared her life story this morning, and I thought, oh, this is really great. I have to share it at the meeting. Okay. And she has a depression diagnosis. I was totally overwhelmed by my past life. I lost my home and belongings. It was like a scary, uncontrollable tidal wave. I weathered 3 hurricanes. I had never been in a hurricane before. I was sick. I needed a doctor and meds. I thought I was going mad or had Alzheimer's disease. I didn't know it then, but I had psychosis, schizophrenia, a mental illness. I now have meds, doctors, care, and a place to live and eat. I have learned about my illness, and it has totally turned my life in a positive way. I thank Gateway for this, or PSR. I pray for a good future. I feel like a new person now. And I know she also meant everyone, group home and outpatient therapy, and I'm not sure if she's done club, but I just thought that was a great story.
that's awesome.
One of the people that came to mind was Robin, and I think that's a really important piece. And one of the questions I was going to let both of you answer is, you know, the progression of mental health recovery, and how sometimes, I know even in Richard's case, it's not a one and done. You know, this is a process, this is a journey. So there's, you know, hills and there's valleys, but we're there no matter what, and we're there wrapping around services. So I just wondered if you guys could speak to maybe some of that, what the recovery process looks like. I know you kind of both talked about how when they come in, maybe the confidence wasn't there and the skills weren't there, but then you see them, and obviously the progression of people who, because of their mental illness, weren't able to do simple things that so many of us take for granted, like grocery shop and budget and so forth. And now, you know, they have their own apartments, and to see them really blossom. So anything you could add to that long-winded question sort of mine?
Well, I know at Club, we believe that the recovery is in the members' hands, and so that they're in charge of their own recovery. And so we let them, well, we don't let them do anything, but they decide, you know, how long or how quickly or however, you know, you want to look at it, that their recovery is. So sometimes we have people, we say that you come use the clubhouse however you see fit. So sometimes we have people use the clubhouse just to start building relationships again, because they've had everyone in their life, you know, leave them. And and they have no, confidence on how to even talk to anybody or build a relationship or anything like that. So they might come and you might see, I'm thinking of quite a few members right now, you'll see them kind of like sit in a cafe and they'll slowly start talking to people and slowly start, getting involved. Maybe they'll pick, one thing to do that day. And then, 6 months later, they're holding a job in the community. And I think obviously recovery is ongoing. That's why we say, once a member, always a member, and we're always there to support. But I think, we have members that have been there 4 years, and in my head, I'm like, you're doing great, you're doing amazing, but they still come for that support because that's, what they want. They come for the meaningful relationships. And we totally believe for recovery that like works is what we like to say. So them getting back in the community, them working, them coming to the clubhouse and working, right? Identity, we all identify with what we do. I mean, Tamara and myself both introduced ourselves, and Jessica, with our titles and like what we do, like that's our identity. So giving someone that identity and that helping in their recovery is, I feel like, a major part. So.
Yeah, I love it. I don't know if this is exactly on topic, but I love that everyone is at like a different level of recovery. I mean, when they come to us, and it's just awesome because we work with wherever they're at, and then also their peers have been where they were before. So we're able to give them lots of empathy and advice and help. And it's not just us standing up there teaching. It's like interactions and sharing stories and encouragement, and just building those relationships. Like Miranda said, how Club does, we also do that. And that's just so valuable. And knowing that there are others going through what you're going through that you can talk to and communicate with and learn from. I have one lady that's doing my Zoom group right now. She's been in our program over 10 years. I found out she used to do PSR in Wauchula back when they had it there, which I didn't even know about. So, and she's kind of one of our like almost role models. She's been in the program so long, but then she's also learning so much about herself since she's been doing these Zoom groups. She said that she was super depressed before it started up and before she started doing it every day, just from the quarantine and just in general. So like our program maintainer recovery, and she's been like cleaning and organizing her house, which she hadn't done in forever. And she's just learning how to be positive and grateful and thankful and how to improve her relationships. So even though she's done the program off and on for a very long time, she's still learning and she's still maintaining, and she's also helping others. So I love seeing that. And I also love seeing the new clients, who come in, and then to see like even how far, even like in 2 months, just to see how much they've improved. It just makes it all worthwhile, to see that.
So one of the things Miranda sort of touched on, and I know from having the pleasure of being invited to PSR, you all do it too, and it's something that I think is so important, and it might be overlooked to the average person, is the socials. Miranda's group goes out and does, pre-COVID, does thing, and goes to our thrift shop, and you all do as well, especially with your assisted living facility, PSR groups, Tamara, and that important piece of really, getting out there when it's safe, obviously, to be able to socialize. And the other thing would be like holidays, because a lot of times people, when they're first starting on their mental illness recovery journey, might have been isolated from friends and family. So they really have no one other than you all to really start rebuilding their networks and even work on the relationship skills to rebuild their relationships with their family. So can you just speak to some of the fun things you all do, and even, the relationship building that goes on within your programs?
Yeah, so for Club, we it's part of our standards, which I didn't mention, but we clubhouses have 37 standards that we follow, that members created themselves, that are ever evolving. We look at those every year, but in the standards, we have to go on outings and have to go on socials and be open for holidays, and we all enjoy it. It's so fun. And the man that started clubhouses in 1958, John Beard, he believes there are islands of wellness in everyone, and that they come out when they're doing like normal things. So like, going to a baseball game together or going to a restaurant and socializing in that way. So that's really powerful for us. And we go on outings pre-COVID, go on outings every Wednesday. So 3 to 5, and those are, we go to restaurants, or we play like volleyball, or go to the park, or wherever. And it's all like member voted, or member, consensus that they would come up with where we were going. And then one Saturday a month, we go on like a bigger outing. So we might, and it's always paid for, so that's what makes it like the bigger outing. So we might like, a lot of time they love to eat, so we might go to like a nice restaurant and like, pay for it and things like that, or we might go to a theme park or something. So that's what we do. And then for holidays, like I said previously, we're open on all holidays that fall during the week, and which is amazing. I have spent my last 3 Christmases with Clubhouse, and it's been phenomenal. Like, I wouldn't change it. They're my family, so I'm so excited to go there. It's a half day, but it's so fun because you're spending it with people that may not have, family around or family near anymore. Maybe they've, the relationships there are broken. So, they call us their family too. So them coming and being with their family is great for them, and it's healing, and it's healing for me also. So
that's awesome, Miranda. I didn't mention about my ALF people. I feel bad for not mentioning them, but they're very near and dear to my heart pre-COVID. We're not allowed to go out to the ALFs, right now, but 2 days a week, I go to 2 assisted living facilities in Lakeland and spend 2 hours at each one, and do PSR groups. These are people that they've been forgotten. They don't have people to come see them. They don't have transportation. They're very lonely, and they have a severe mental illness as well. So it's just like the most rewarding thing I do, definitely, is going to them and bringing PSR to them, and teaching them recovery skills and coping skills, and honestly, just the relationship, getting them all together and having social interaction and getting to know each other. And I am able to do once a month, we go on an outing. We've gone to the thrift store, we've gone to the bookstore, we've gone to the park and had subs, and I took them to Publix, and we've been everywhere. They so look forward to that, and it's really sad that I can't do that right now, but hopefully down the road soon. But they're just so thankful and grateful that I come there and work with them, that it's like I get more of a blessing, than they do. But so one of my assisted living facility clients, she has been joining my Zoom groups, and so that makes me really happy, because she's the only one, I think, with the cell phone, and the others are I think one other, and he wasn't interested. But at least I have that one little tiny connection. So but anyways, for holidays, we did things like we went to see the big Christmas tree on Lake Mirror. And then I think when we went to the bookstore, and they got to like do a little holiday shopping. They didn't have much money, but they were all able to get something little. And then we got Yogurt Mountain, and we just had the best times when we go to our outings. One of the last ones we did was we went to Ruby Tuesday, and a lot of them, actually, they all said they had never been to Ruby Tuesday. I could not believe that. And they were so excited, and just for them getting like waited on, and they're just not used to any of that. They were so appreciative. And our waitress was wonderful. I know the manager, and we had arranged it ahead of time. They were super accommodating and helpful, and it was just a wonderful time. And they still talk about it at groups sometimes about, remember when we went to Ruby Tuesday? I really loved that. But I know that PSR Gateway used to do, or not Gateway, but in the past they did field trips. And that's something that we've been discussing bringing that back, because I think that's really important to do. So currently when the PSR that's at our Gateway facility, we don't go on field trips. We don't have a vehicle. So that's in the works. I requested, could we please get a van? And so we could do some outings, and we could, even if we just have one van, we could do. a half, one in the morning and take the other half in the afternoon, or work it out some way. But some of our clients have been asking for that too. Why can't we go on field trips? So hopefully that'll be something coming in the future that will be exciting for everyone. And then we do parties for the holidays. We have a big Halloween party. We have a big Thanksgiving feast or festival. And then we have a big Christmas party. We did Easter party last year, pre-COVID. And then we had our graduation. So they love coming for the parties. And everyone's invited to come, whether they're scheduled that day or not. So it's just, I think, I'm just excited that we get to do all that. And like Miranda said, like, it's a blessing to share that with them and know that if it weren't for our program, that they would just maybe be sad and lonely and triggered on the holidays.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So Ileana asked, can you talk about why you do the programs at the assisted living facilities and why they live there, so that we can understand that part about how some of them with their severe and persistent mental illness, why they might be staying there.
These are folks that are unable, not everyone at the ALF has a mental illness, but the ones I work with do. They are already open to Peace River, and have used, some of them have a therapist that they see at outpatient therapy, or they do meds management with Peace River. And so that's how I'm able to take PSR to them. But it's really, a lot of them, some of them do, like, their families might come and get them. I have one little lady, her family will come get her every once in a while. But I have more that don't have anyone to come and get them for holidays or come visit them ever. And they don't have any money. They're very, they have their their disability enough to pay for it, their living expenses. So I think, did that answer the question completely? I'm not, I guess just
basically like teaching them the skills that they need to be able to cope, especially because they might be a little bit more limited than someone in the community or someone who has the resources at group home as well. So teaching them the coping skills and how to understand their mental illness.
Yeah, I kind of I adapt my lessons to where they can grasp it and help them as needed, because all of them are not like on the same level of functioning, and they need a little more help. But it can take patience and, just taking the time to get to know them and being willing to give them help. Some of them, their handwriting, or they can't write, or they can't read. And so I do what I can with them, and we all help each other, and it's great.
Not me. My mouse went all over. Can you hear me now? Is Tamara still unmuted too? I'm like, woo, with the mouse. So
okay.
I was just asking about, it's not necessarily, when you think assisted living facility, you might think of an older individual, but it's not necessarily older individuals. It might just be those who aren't able to take care of themselves.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Most of my group are elderly, but I do have one young man who's around 30. And then I have middle-aged as well, but the majority in my group are elderly. But yeah, not everyone there is elderly. It's just based on that they can't live independently, and they need constant help, and they need assistance with their medications and everything, and their personal hygiene and activities of daily living.
I just want to add that we've had members that live at a couple of ALFs, but it doesn't mean that they're always going to be there. They have, come out of it and now live on their own. I think sometimes when they're first getting into recovery and have limited resources and funds, that sometimes, they get, okay, you're either in a group home or you're at assisted living or you're with a caregiver and things like that. So it's just another option. And so I just want to throw that out there too, that there's different sides of it and different people that may live there. So
thanks, Miranda.
I want to check in with everybody. Does anyone have any questions for our speakers? I've been kind of moderating the questions, but Shay or Amaris or Doris, anybody questions? Erica? Oh, let me unmute you. Yep.
Okay. No, I just wanted to say thank you so much. I didn't know you had all these programs. When you hear Peace River, and well, when I'm only in this country 20 years, so I didn't know exactly what Peace River is. So I'm so glad I've been to learn a lot today. And I wanted to thank you. I was able to put a name and a face. Thank you for helping me last week. Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge you, but right now I saw by the name. Okay, thank you so much.
Doris works at the Department of Health, so she is also doing amazing things to help people in our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything that we've forgotten, ladies, about? I was kind of making notes as we went, and I think we've talked about a lot of them. I know Miranda touched on it, but the Club Success just does such a great job with the media and stuff that they do. They post on their social media channels. They do a publication that they send out to clubhouses around the country, or actually around the world. I say country, but around the world. Called the Gazette, and they do like videos that are so cool, and they do like daily collateral. So I just wanted to give you props for that. I know you mentioned it, but that's really it's very cool that you all do that. And what a great skill to build for future jobs as well.
Yeah, exactly. And like our members, thank you. And our members, it's all them. Like I said earlier, it's definitely not me, but they put, all of that stuff they can put on their resume. So it's really awesome, and it helps build their skills and obviously relationships and confidence. And we're really proud of how far our media unit has come, and Jessica's and everybody at Community Relations has always been so helpful. So thank you guys for helping us and supporting what we do. So.
Yes, I feel the same way. Thank you, Jessica.
Oh, well, we love that you all do such great work for the individuals in our community. You guys are on our front lines, basically. So thank you for that. Ileana, is there anything that we didn't cover that you wanted to mention, or anybody else have any other questions? And remember, we will send out this recording. So if you think of anything later, you can respond back to that email and we can get that question answered for you. Obviously, the process, again, just for anybody who does eventually want to refer to either program, is they get established at Peace River Center with a therapist, and then the therapist can refer to PSR, or once Club Success is back operational in the future, they can come and kind of check that program out as well. So in the meantime, kudos for keeping going with all of the technology. I mean, 8 hours of Zoom, I can't imagine, but I'm so pleased that they're still able to engage. So thank you all both, and thank you for all you. I know you have a team behind you that also does stuff. So we are so grateful. And is there anything else either of you would like to mention before we wrap up?
Just thank you guys for your interest and your questions and for coming. I'm very thankful about that. It's fun to share about our programs.
Yeah, thank you guys. It was awesome.
Perfect. All right, everyone. Well, I will go ahead and